What's a soldier's favorite thing to draw? Fire. What's going on, YouTube? Mid-year Mayhem slash Whitestrake's Mayhem slash Pellinnor's hoo-ha is finally upon us. Now, the reason I mentioned this at the very beginning of the video is a lot of people are like, Jake, isn't this Mid-year Mayhem? It is. It was renamed because Mid-year Mayhem not being in the middle of the year was deemed to be very confusing. But more importantly is we have unique rewards, 100% alliance points, and Tel Var from PvP game modes and 100% experience in PvP zones. So we need to break down what are the best ways to get rich. What is the Scumdog Millionaire way to utilize this event to get maximum profits? Because a lot of people are going to be getting a lot of currency, and you're going to be thinking to yourselves, well, A, what's the best way to acquire said currency? And B, what's the best way to turn said currency into the universal currency, which is gold? You can buy crowns from other players with gold. You can buy sets. You can buy upgrade materials. You can buy people inside of Riften for gold. Now let's talk about how you can do all those things the most effective. And also note too that Mayhem on the battlefield is also active. You're 5. Once you do 5 of these bad man pajamas, that'll give you 150k alliance points. You do 10, it's 15k Tel Var stones. And then you go all the way, you get a mini battering ram, which is absolutely adorable. Using this thing to harvest is just the coolest thing, and I will definitely be going for this. Now, I think there's 19 options here. Most of these are relatively straightforward. Complete 15 quests. That's a freebie. Whitestrake Mayhem boomboxes, easy. You could just do pretty much anything to get that. Earn event tickets, easy. Now, kills in Cyrodiil, some people are like, whoa, 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 hey, whoa. It's also easy. You just be there, be a healer, contribute, put buffs on people. It'll be easy. I pinky promise. Kill foes in the Imperial City. That can be either annoying or really easy, depending on if you like to kill the PvE mobs inside the Imperial City. Earn 2,000 Tel Var. Very straightforward. 100k alliance points. Also very straightforward. It would also be really funny if getting the 5 of 150k alliance points counted for this. Kill patrolling whores. That actually could be kind of annoying to do just because they're going to be dying really, at different intervals. So just keep that in mind. That one probably is one of the more difficult ones. Duels, literally just duel your friend David and beat him every time. You don't even have to win 10 duels. You could just kill your friend David 10 times. We all have a David. Complete battlegrounds, notably, again, not wins. You just go in there, put your best foot forward, and then you're good to go. Heal. This is really easy. Just heal people, deal damage in Cyrodiil Battlegrounds or Imperial City, just straight up damage, and then complete 5 quests in either Bruma, Cropsford, or Vlastris. So most of these are going to be relatively easy. Thankfully, I mean, the 15 is not like an essential reward. It is a customizable action. Some of you probably might not even like that. I know there are some people watching this right now typing, Jake, I don't want to contribute in any PvP sense to get these. And I think in that aspect, there's definitely some heals you can do. You could duel your friends. There's quests that you can do. You can earn reward boxes by doing those quests. There are definitely ways that you could do this as almost like a pacifist run, but it's going to be easier just to spend some time in Cyrodiil and lay down the Dominion, Ebonheart Pact, or the Daggerfall Covenant hammer on the enemies. And I want to start in the Imperial City to talk about rewards. Now, should you farm the Imperial City? 1, you will have to be going against other players. If you're there long enough, somebody will try to kill you and take half your Tel Var. Some other notable things too is that it can be hard to solo. Killing the patrolling whores is going to be relatively difficult. And going in the sewers, you have things like the flag bosses, which are also a bit of a sticky wicket. So if you want to avoid those hooligans, potentially the Imperial City's not for you. But let's say you've got 1 or 2 friends. Your friend David, after beating him in a duel 8 times, you resurrect him, you go to the Imperial City. You guys kill some patrolling whores together, you get some Tel Var. What's the benefit of doing it like this? Well, the number one benefit is that you actually get a secondary style page drop, that being of the Ayleid Lich or the Duvraz Duel, which somebody will comment right now how it's actually pronounced, so check the comments for the pronunciation of that. But more importantly, you're going to be gaining Tel Var, and there are Tel Var vendors, which can purchase your items, and then you can turn those items into gold by selling them to other players. So what's the best way to do that? Because we've had some changes recently to the Tel Var merchants that are pretty important to note. The first biggest change is that you can buy curated drops from the Imperial City vendor. Now, this is important to recognize because all those people who wanted a powerful assault ice staff are just a few curated drops away from getting one. So everybody will be typing in the comments, if they haven't watched this part of the video, oh, just go for powerful assault. It's one of the best sets in the game. It is one of the best sets in the game. You are absolutely fantastically correct there, sir. And if you were to get an ice staff, you would be feeling like you won the lottery for 6,000 Tel Var stones, turning that into an Imperial, a curated powerful assault ice staff. That would be great, dropping from the Imperial City. But the problem is that also then devalues people's desire to go and purchase one in the ESO open market, because if they're only a few Tel Var stones away from a curated drop, why are they going to spend as much money to then buy it from you in a guild trader? So that's an important change. But thankfully, the vendor next to it, you could still buy the unidentified ones. Now, it's important to note, these are bind on equipped. You can trade these ones. You cannot sell your curated drop, because that would be, unfortunately, a little bit too OP to be able to sell people curated powerful assault ice staffs, as much as I want that to occur. So what are the actual best ways to turn those little Tel Var stones into cash? Option A, Hajaku runes, which everybody is now commenting how you can pronounce Hakaiju runes. Now, I will just note, if you could be respectful in the comments and put all of my mispronunciations into one concise comment, that would be very helpful for the people who are confused on how you actually say these out loud. Now, what is the benefit of using these prism runes? Well, they're just universally great. If you were to put them on your body, they would give you health, mag, and stam. Each of those resources is usually important, and as we get more hybridization, they become more gooder over time. The problem is that during the event, people are going to be getting these from the Pellinor's reward boxes, meaning that there's going to be less of a desire for them to actually then go out and purchase them. So if you actually do want to sell these, you're probably going to have to wait a few months. So if you're okay waiting, these are really good runes to sell, because over time, they're going to regain quite a bit of value. I would say some potential drawbacks. You probably want to be able to combine these with a Kuda on your own, and then you can sell them for more. For some reason, buying these, perfect example, the usual market for these runes is about 12 to 15k gold. Kuda runes, which are the gold upgrade ones, are about 4 to 5k. But if you were to combine them together, you could then sell them for 25 to 30,000 gold. That has been their standard market price, not during Mid-Year Mayhem, so all those prices are going to fluctuate a lot. But that just goes to show that you should always try to sell the most complete version of an item. If you were to go into a grocery store, what costs more, the ingredients to make a birthday cake or a pre-made birthday cake? So that's how I usually explain it to people who are new. And now all the PC players have been in the comments going, get the waxed apothecary parcels. And to those people, there is some merit to the waxed apothecaries parcels. However, like everything, there's a bit of context to add. First bit of context, on console, these things are worthless garbage. So if you play on PC or Xbox, you could just disregard this whole portion of the video. But to all the PC nerds out there who are like, the waxed apothecaries parcel is the best money for gold. And to them, I say, it was, little Timmy, until they added more ability to get apothecary parcels from places like Archival Fortunes. And since people have been able to get them from other places, it has actually dropped the value of the items inside the apothecary parcel, because you can get good items from other places, making them not worth as much money. So actually, the best way to farm this event is actually if you were to buy the item above, the superb Imperial reward. And these little rascals are great because not only are you getting rare polymorph collectibles, which normally run for 250,000 Tel Var each, you're also rolling for all of the set pieces. Now, you probably think to yourself, Jake, we already talked about why sets are bad. Well, we talked about why specific set pieces were bad. This is different, because if you're interested in getting powerful assault, instead of spending what used to be 500,000 gold on a powerful assault ice staff, now you can just buy the other pieces, the boots, the helmet, the legs, the daggers, the whatever, from people on the market whereas normally those pieces are worthless. Well, guess what's no longer worthless? Because people are going to try to boost their curated drop chance. And what does the superb Imperial reward give you? It gives you access to every set that drops from the Imperial City, and it can be a really good gamble if you're lucky. And I will say this as somebody who's bought a bunch of all of these things. If you like to gamble and you want to get some rare polymorphs potentially, and you really just want, and you have a bunch of stuff that you want to sell, these are definitely a great gamble. Because the other thing too is there's a lot of collectibles in ESO. People love to fill out the sticker book for the Imperial City. I was able to sell sets like the Phoenix set, which nobody is buying that, realistically. But people still are because they want to complete all of the sets in the game. And most people just aren't selling Imperial City sets because they drop with Tel Var. Now, if you play on PC, it is still perfectly serviceable to gamble on Apothecary's parcels. Just note that it's much more competitive, these other, containers. And then Prism Runes, again, people are going to be getting tons of these during Mid-Year Mayhem, Whitestrake's Mayhem, Pellinnor's Grace, whatever you refer to it as. From the reward boxes. So it's going to take some time for these to sell. But when it comes to stability, I mean, you literally know what you're buying. You have 2 loot box gambling ones, and then you've got a fixed item. The fixed item is definitely going to be the safest when it comes to knowing what you're getting. So overall, these are the best options to get with your Tel Var. Also, a lot of you have probably been getting daily login Tel Var. Make sure to put that in your bank before you go into the Imperial City. Don't walk around with a bunch of Tel Var when you actually go into the Imperial City. One of the most common ways that you're going to be gaining alliance points is battlegrounds. Battlegrounds are fun, intense, and generally pretty quick for a good chunk of alliance points. And you don't have to spend 50 hours running from one keep to the next only to get there and realize that your team has either won and you got there too late to get the winning tick, or they've been completely wiped out and there's a field of dead people in front of you that all need to be resurrected, and the entire alliance is there out now running at you. Battlegrounds offer a very short and concise version of PvP, and make sure you talk to Battlemaster Riven, because he'll be able to give you a daily quest to complete. But also, too, there's ways that we can convert our AP to gold from this vendor. Let's talk about how that is. And the first ones to note are these 3 potions. Now, these are your alliance draught potions, and they give you a resource, a recovery, a major bonus, including savagery and brutality, which is your weapon and your weapon critical. And the blue, very similar, resource, recovery, major sorcery, savagery, spell damage, etc. And then we have the alliance draughts, the health ones, which give you invisibility, unstoppable, health recovery, and then some immunities. These are all great options. So you can use these to make some gold. But what are the situations where you may want to use these versus something else? Well, on PC, these are more valuable than on console. Reason for that being is that more potions are used for different types of content. Also, there's bots on console that soak up all the resources and sell raw materials, making potions a little bit easier to gain on console versus PC. So these have significantly more value on PC versus console. So if you're on PC, this is probably one of the best AP to gold methods there is. Another good one to consider too are Dawn Prisms. Now, these are not farmed by bots, so they're a little bit bot immune, but they're not something that's going to give you a great return on investment when it comes to converting your alliance points to gold, but they are consistent. Some of the other items we're going to be talking about come from boxes, and these don't. These are just, you just get this item. There's no secret. There's no role to it. You just get a Dawn Prism, and then you can sell that Dawn Prism for money. Some other great ways to gain alliance points is just being in good old Cyrodiil. Do some missions, go out there, accomplish some big old fights, big CGI fights, raise the stake. Emperors could be involved. Daedric weapons could be involved. Fun shenanigans, or just do your scout missions and pretend that you're just in a dangerous zone and that everybody attacking you is an NPC. You do that as well. Now, there is also some more vendors here that you can use to turn your alliance points into gold. Why might you wish to use one of these? Well, for example, the regional equipment vendor for just 5,000 alliance points can give you any of the base game sets. Now, this could be great, but this is also a random assortment. So, Craglorn, for example, has some great items. The Way of Fire set has been going up in value as the people that had it are not really selling it, and people don't generally farm Craglorn, and as people recommend sets like Way of Fire, it sees an increase in value. So if you're in a market like that where you notice, oh my gosh, everybody's using Mother Sorrow again from Deshaun, and even sets like Plague Doctor are not bad sets, you can actually invest in these ones here. None of them, however, jump out at me except maybe the Craglorn ones as potentially going up in value. I will also warn you, console hooligans such as myself, it is a lot easier to sell sets on console than it is to sell on PC. There's some reasons for that, whole bunch of macroeconomics we can go into, but basically there's a lot more newer players, returning players on console. It's on the Game Pass, it's free on Xbox, it's free on PlayStation, PlayStation Plus. We see a lot of new players. What do new players need? They need sets. It's so much easier as somebody who has sold items on PC and Xbox. It's a lot easier to sell things such as sets on Xbox, where it's a little easier to sell things like ingredients, potions, consumables on PC. Another interesting thing you can use your alliance points on is a scribing altar. Just wanted to throw that out there because I've seen a couple scribing altars be sold for a lot of gold. Just keep all those pieces in mind. However, the one to know is the Elite Gear Vendor. For just 20,000 AP, you can get some of the best sets in the game, but you can also only pay 12k. For example, Bruma will sell all of these sets that you see here that are medium for 12k. If you go down here to Vlastris for just 12k, you can get all the heavy pieces. And for 12k, Cropsford, you can get the light pieces. So of all the sets that are here, each one is also in a corresponding town, which can be purchased for cheaper. But that begs a bigger question, which ones of these should you focus on? Some key sets to know are Deadly Strike, great seller. It was going down in value, but then the Arcanist class brought it back up again. Great set to consider. This one normally comes from Bruma. Another great one above it is Dark Convergence. If you've ever been pulled into a blue black hole inside of Cyrodiil, it's because of Dark Convergence. Now, a lot of people buy the set because they think it's going to be really fun to run. Some people find that it is. Other people find that it's a little bit finickier than it seems like. But overall, another really good one to sell. Another great one to sell is Plague Break, one of the best sets, in my opinion, in the game. And it is also absolutely fantastic to sell. Right below it is the most staple PvP set in the game. When people say, how can I make this build better? Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry is a great set to run. It's also a great set to sell because if it's great to purchase and wear, it's also great for you to convert it from AP to gold. Transmutation is still seen as like the generic healer PvP set. I definitely think that it's fallen off in value quite a bit, but I do just want to point it out. Sentry is a set that is on the rise because its 5-piece just gives you a 256 weapon and spell bonus. But when you begin to crouch, you gain stealth detection for 10 seconds. This effect can only be activated every 30 seconds, but this set is literally used to pull people out of stealth. You go in the Imperial City and you become the stream sniper. Everyone that's trying to kill you, now you see them. This is actually a set that its market value has been going up because people have realized how good it is to see people in stealth. Vicious Death is just a staple of PvP. Blowing up players to then blow up other nearby players is just wildly popular. Also want to shout out Wrath of the Imperium. It gives you weapon and spell and then adds 313 weapon and spell to your ranged direct damage abilities. With the popularity of sets like the Marken Ring, this is a pretty good set that not a lot of people are selling. Potentates also sees quite a bit of play, especially on back bars whenever, we're in the age of mythics, so people are kind of not using traditional monster set combos and 2 5-pieces and a 2-piece. So sets like Potentates do see an increase and rise in utilization, so a pretty good one to roll up. And finally is Elfbane, which is pretty good for just flame damage people. While in combat, increases duration of your flame damage over time abilities by 5 seconds. It gets some utilization and then some decent amount of play, so it could be a good one to convert. And again, as we talked about, sets, really good on console, not as good on PC. Consumables, fantabulous to sell on PC, not as good on console. So that's really the TLDR for all these currencies and conversions and things to remember. And so thank you everybody for watching. As always, we're doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you need to do to enter is leave a comment below / like the video. Second thing is just make sure you're subscribed. I think we're 60 subscribers away from our next goal, so please hit the subscribe button. And the third thing is look for a hidden word be flashed upon the screen. If you're the first person to find and comment that word, you will win. And always check out yesterday's video because we actually broke down why this vendor coming back is going to be one of the best things in the game, because the bags of Veterans Glory are absolutely cracked and can contain items worth 60 plus million gold. Now, again, these are bind on pickup, but getting an item worth 60 plus million gold for 2 event tickets is kind of worth it. You know, for example, we just got ourselves the Black Drake clan wrap shoes. And granted, these are not the most expensive thing in the world, but it's still worth 200k. So hey, we'll take them. But everyone, check out that video if you want more information, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.